I thought I'd make a quick vlog. And this evening, I have really nothing to talk about, so I'm just gonna talk. Since last week, my eyes have been watering, and usually when my eyes water, that means something terrible is gonna happen in my life, and nothing is going to happen. Okay, well, that's what my man said, but it usually happens. And nothing is going to happen. Okay, so maybe my eyes are just watering this time. I have no idea. Anyway, and I was thinking, what could it be? What could it be? And, I couldn't come up with anything really. So, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is my birthday is on Friday, and that horrible drawing still exists, and nothing is gonna happen. Okay, so yeah, yeah. As you can see, my eyes still watering. I'm not crying. I'm not sad about anything, but my eyes have been watering. Look, I'm not crying. As far as I know, I'm not crying. But my eyes have been watering. This eye and that eye, both eyes. So I don't know. Anyway, maybe I'll get my eyes checked, and she doesn't need to get her eyes checked. Her eyes are fine. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, next. I've been praying the rosary, and I have been loving it very much. Very, very, very much. But since I made that vlog where I said, you bring yourself close to Jesus, you open yourself up to Jesus, you ask Him to be with you, hang out if you want, and all those things, I felt a little bit of distance. That's because of all the spiritual attacks. The devil does not like people to be close to Jesus. And religious orders are always under spiritual attacks. And Marissa is very close to Jesus and here on a mission for Him. She has always been under spiritual attack. But now that she's even closer to Jesus, they happen more often. Yes. But I still feel close to Jesus. Just not like that whole. I feel calm. I feel calm. I feel all of that. But I feel like there was a slight disconnect. And I don't know if it's on it's not on Marissa's part. It's not on Marissa's part. It's not on Jesus' part. It's people trying to drive her away from Jesus. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, yeah, I hope not. Never, never, please. I love Jesus. I love Jesus, and I love hanging out with Him, and I love praying, and I love, you know, trying to do His work here on earth in the little ways that I can right now. So, uh, yeah, so that's that. And my eyes still watering. See, it's watering. My eyes are still watering. And there's nothing wrong with Marissa's eyes. There's nothing wrong with Marissa's eyes. Yeah. Anyway, but that's the kind of thing. Like when I yawn, my eyes do water sometimes. So I don't know if I'm yawning. It's probably just because of the yawn. But this has been going on for more than a week now, and it's both eyes. This eye's starting to water a little bit now too. So I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so I'll just tell you a little story, because I haven't told you little stories about my life that are meaningless to tell. I'll just tell you. So there was a tiny spider. It was teeny tiny. So I'm like, okay, I'll let you live. I'll let you live because it's right outside my door and all that. And then it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. It got to be about this big. And I said, you know what? How am I going to get rid of that spider? because it was on a web on the side of a railing. So so you had to go, like, it was, you couldn't touch it. You couldn't, like, smash it if you wanted to, or shoo it away or anything. So I was like, well, what am I going to do? I don't know. I mean, and I know this is gonna make some people angry, but I am a woman living alone, and she's not alone. She has so much security. Anyway, but so I'm a woman who doesn't have, like, visible help. So I'm like, how am I gonna get rid of the spider? So there was some spider poison in the garage, and I don't even think it was spider poison. I think it was ants. But I um I tried a sprayer and I couldn't figure out how to work it, so I unscrewed the lid and I doused it with the poison, and it still lived. It's out there. It's still out there, alive and well. So I don't know what to do about it. It just moved spots, so it's not on the side anymore. It went up above the door. So if it wants to, it can repel right on top of me, on my hair, on my face, as I'm walking out the door. Isn't that nice? So I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I just tried to get rid of that spider. That's all I tried to do. So I don't know. Anyway, but I was trying to let it live, but there was no way. Anyways, it lived and it lived. So, long story short, and for those people who are in favor of spiders, the spider lived. Um, and it seems like it's gonna take revenge on me, and the spider will not take revenge. Okay, so that's that. Uh, what else? What else? I'm not as young. Like, I feel like I'm, uh, like, in 2 days or 3 days. In 2 days, I will be 56, and I really feel it now because, like, I went to my sister's house yesterday, and I moved a vanity, a desk, and a shelf, and I took like 8 heavy bags of, like, donations and stuff like that. I took 8 heavy bags from upstairs to downstairs, and then I took some laundry and they were heavy, from upstairs all the way to the basement, and from the basement I took 2 loads of laundry all the way upstairs, and I think that's all I did. But I was feeling it today. Oh my, I was feeling it today. I was asleep for a long time and I just unable to move that much because I'm like, and it's not like it's achy. It's just a feeling of, like tired, just tired. And right now I feel tired, like, but not drained, like, not mentally drained, just, like, tired. And that's because Marissa doesn't work out that often. But we are going to get her on an exercise routine, and this type of thing won't be a problem anymore. Okay, so they're going to get me on an exercise routine. All right. Yes. Anyway, but yeah, it wasn't that easy to move all that furniture around, but because it was all on carpeting. So I, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it was, uh, but it had to be done. It had to be done. So I was, like, more than willing to help. The vanity, at least, and that was the heaviest piece of furniture. That was on wheels. So, it was difficult to push it on the carpet, but at least it went because it was on wheels. And the desk I had to pick up, and a shelf I had to pick up. So, those 2 things I picked up. The vanity I just wheeled. So, just so you don't think my sister is making me do hard labor, well, she's not. Anyway, and I'm glad she's speaking to me again And, I'm banking more time into the forgiveness bank. So hopefully she'll completely forgive me and let me take the dogs again soon. Because that's my punishment. She's like, nothing else works with you. Nothing works with you. You upset me and you're just like, okay, okay, no. So, yeah, my punishment, and I deserve it because remember I said it was my fault, is that I don't get to take the dogs until she's over it. So, yeah. So I don't get to take the dogs. Anyway, what else? You know, I feel very terrible for the woke people of the world because it just seems to me like they have gone astray. And I'm talking in terms of like their stances on so many issues. So, and it's just, it's like they're lost. And they become furious if you tell them it's not their way. Their way is wrong. They become so furious. Not all of them. Of course, I'm generalizing. But, you know, from what I'm seeing on YouTube, like the things that I see, like they become so angry. Just so angry. And it reminds me of before, like before all of this, that woke word even came into being and all that, way back in 2016 or 17, I talked about it on my vlog, or I posted about it on my blog, on Bubble, not Bubbaloo's, but what was the name of that? I don't even remember. I don't even remember the name of the blog anymore. I can't believe I forgot it. Anyway, Blogspot, I think, no, that's Google. Um, Blogger. Blogger, that's it. Blogger.com. Anyway, I posted on blogger.com uh, just my experiences with atheists and how, not that they're bad people. I'm not saying atheists are bad, not at all, okay? Because people have a right to believe whatever they want to believe. You know, there's, especially in this country, freedom of freedoms. We have so many freedoms, and plus you have free will to do whatever you want. Anyway, so, but just the reactions, I posted about the reactions that I saw coming out from them whenever anyone prayed or mentioned Jesus, or um, even someone said, um, God bless you to someone, and the person reacted so mean. They're like, what does your God have to do with me? Oh, I remember now. I posted it on Blogger and I spoke about it on my vlog. Yeah. So, what does your God have to do with me? And I said it. I said it back then and I'll say it again. My God is your God. My God is your God. God is everyone's God. This is one of Marissa's men speaking. God is everyone's God. He's not just a God for a few people. He's God for the entire creation. Everyone. All humanity is a creation of God. God, the Father. And Jesus is your Savior. So, and as Marissa has said before, you cannot hide anything from God. You can't. You cannot hide anything from God. God knows everything. God sees everything. God is everywhere. And He's all powerful. Yeah. And so I try not to cast judgment because judgment is for God. But, just like I thought, I felt bad for atheists back then. And now I feel bad for all these woke, the whole woke people. Woke. You know? Not only are they harming themselves, but they're like encouraging other people to harm themselves or harming other people. And it's very sad. And this is what immerses meant. The abortion rate is alarming. It is alarming, and so is. Uh, I'm trying to wait for Marissa. The abortion rate is alarming, and so is assisted suicide is on the rise. Yeah, I saw a vlog came up the other day of a woman who was going to commit suicide later on in the afternoon because she had pancreatic cancer. I felt terrible for her. She was suffering for a while, and then she was in hospice. And she said, and she was up and walking around and doing everything. And she said that the hospice people had been keeping her extremely comfortable. So I'm like, well, if you're extremely comfortable and the hospice is there, then don't do it. Don't do it at all, even if they weren't there. You know? So, I don't know. People don't realize, I realized the hard way, and thank goodness Jesus saved me, is that you go to hell immediately when you commit suicide. This is what immerses men. And only by the grace of God, and we thank God every day for it, is she here with us. Otherwise, she would have spent eternity in the devil's grasp. Yes. Yes. So all this assisted suicide, you know, thinking that if you're thinking about it, think about this. You're thinking that you're going to get out of suffering, but you're only going to be suffering even more and so intensely for all eternity. This is what immerses men again. All eternity. And this goes for everyone who's thinking about committing suicide. Don't do it. We love you. I love humanity. If you want to commit suicide, I wish there were a line where you could reach me directly. I'm not qualified. Like, I've never worked for Suicide Hotline, and I'm not really qualified. But I can tell you how much I care about you. You know? So, we shall see. I don't know. I don't want anyone else to commit suicide. It's such a horrible feeling. There's so much desperation in it. I know because I've been there. Just like my man said, I was in the devil's grasp. After I did it. So, and there was so much desperation, so much despair, so much pain and suffering. And I said, I cannot do this. So much humiliation. And I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't live my life like this. How am I ever going to get out of this? And I was at a point where I really believed that was going to be my life for the rest of my life. But it wasn't. Marissa got over it. And she's in a very good place right now. She's in an extremely good place. And those of you who follow her know she's happy. She's happy right now. And she's with Jesus. Yes. So, I guess what you can take away from this vlog, if you do take anything away, is that Jesus loves everyone. Jesus doesn't want to see you hurt yourself, you know? But hell is eternal. And if you commit suicide, you will go to hell. It's not a way to get out of your problems. Turn to Jesus. Offer your suffering up to Jesus, and He'll ease the pain. He'll ease the pain and show you lead you to the right way out of the pain. Alright, and on that note, I'm going to end this vlog, and I'm going to say I hope everybody watching has a great evening tonight and a great day tomorrow, and things go your way. Alright, bye.